Getting things started here in Huff Hall. The Maryland Terrapins traveling into Champaign to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Both these teams coming off of a team high score in their last meets and ready to get things rolling right here in Champaign. I'm Maisie Garrett, joined alongside Olivia Bausman. Olivia, what are you looking forward to in this upcoming matchup?
Yeah, I'm just really excited to see Maryland come out to Huff Hall. I haven't seen them in the 4 years that I've been here. So yeah, just seeing what they got to show out here at Huff Hall.
And one of those athletes that will definitely be showing out today for the Terrapins, it's Maddie Komorowski. She's number 3 in floor in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, and talking with Coach, he said that Maddie is just the hardest worker and the nicest kid that you could ask for. And, you know, her freshman and sophomore year, she was dealing with some injuries, so he's happy to see her back out again in those lineups.
Quite the start to her senior season. Now looking for the Illini, one of their standouts is Lyden Saltness, right now ranked number 5 in the Big Ten on bars.
Yeah, and super excited to see Lyden here again in this bar lineup. She was taking physical therapy super seriously last year to get back in that bar lineup, and Coach was saying that what you see in competition is exactly what she does in practice, which is awesome. So really excited to see her show out here at Huff Hall.
Head and take a look at today's rotations. The Illini will be on their regular Olympic rotation, starting on vault, then moving to bars, beam, then floor. For Maryland, they'll be starting on bars, moving to vault, then over to floor and beam. So Terrapins will be ending on some of their strongest events. Now taking a look over at warm-ups, we're gonna take a look at starting lineups over for Maryland. On bars, gonna start with Sarah Seville, then moving down to Logan Buckman, Gianna Ruffing, Anya Reed, Chelsea Dennis, then the anchor will be Madeline Komorowski. We see some warm-ups going on. Then looking over to the Illini for vault, we're gonna be looking at Aaliyah Byrne, Rachel Goldstein, Eden King, Olivia Coppola, Chloe Cho, and closing it out is going to be Summer Clancy. She's only a freshman. Coach says she's one of their strongest vaulters on the team. So right now, vault, one of the events that Illinois is kind of struggling on right now. What do they need to do to kind of elevate coming in today, home meet?
Yeah, I think a big thing here is just focusing on form in the air and kind of just limiting those deductions, and then also finding landings. You know, at this point in the season, as we're getting further along, a lot of teams are also looking to do the same thing, just minimizing those deductions and really start finding those landings. So hopefully we'll see some sticks out here today.
Yeah, absolutely, and we hear the parents here at Huff Hall really getting the crowd going as competition is getting started. Now Leah Byrne taking the runway, start the show off here in Huff Hall. We saw last week Byrne competed on vault, scored a 9.725 on the event at Ohio State. Yurchenko full, hop back. What a start for the Illini.
Yeah, her form looked very clean in the air. I would even say cleaner than last week, so that's awesome to see, just improving every single week. And obviously, you know, still early in the season, still looking for those landings, but off to a great start for the Illini.
And looking very happy about that one. Little dance circle for her. Get things started off for the lead off. Let's take another look at that vault.
Yeah, you see those feet glued together, a little bit of pike down at the end and that little hop, but she should be happy with that score.
Got her chest up there towards the end. Nice start for Illinois over on vault. Be looking over to bars here in just a moment. Starting things off for the Terrapins gonna be Sarah Seville. Now for Seville, in her last meet against Penn State, scored a 9.825 on the event. Her career high is a 9.9. Now Maryland ranked 27 nationally on bars. Stronger event for the Terrapins. There we see head coach Brett Nelligan giving a quick pep talk as things are gonna get started here for Maryland. Final moments heading into her mount. Getting ready there, we see a scoring update. Leah Byrne starting things off with a 9.725. toe up to a Maloney onto high bar straight, back down into a pack salto. Quick pirouette back up to high bar, getting ready for her dismount.
Beautiful handstand there.
It's the handstand, ready for a double lay. She's gonna get the stick to start things out for Maryland.
Yeah, strong start for Maryland. That was a beautiful routine.
She's their lone returner on bars, and she's the leadoff for a reason. Gets the energy going for Maryland over on their first event. Take another look at this big dismount.
Yeah, and you see those feet glued together as well. Very good form.
Be heading back over to vault for the Illini. It's going to be Rachel Goldstein. Yurchenko full, hop back, chest up.
Yes, that should be a very good score for Rachel. Again, still working on finding those landings, small hop, but again, great form in the air.
Goldstein transferred to Illinois this season from Iowa State. Last meet scored a 9.775.
Got a little bit of pike down there, but nothing too major, so she should be happy with that one.
Now getting ready to hop on bars. It's going to be Logan Buckman. Her coach said he's been really proud of her this year. She broke her foot her freshman year, so she wasn't competing. Last year she added vault, and now this year adding bars. She's right on backup for beam, but he's been so proud of her progression and her hard work she's put in to get back onto bars this season. Last meet she exhibitioned, and with a score of 9.725 now in the lineup.
Yeah, and exhibition too is also a great position for the athletes because it gives them that opportunity to get out there and compete without the weight of being in a lineup just yet. So that's a great opportunity for her, and then breaking into this lineup now.
The scoring update over for Maryland seems like could be a missed punch right now with a 5.425. We'll wait and see if that changes. I know Coach said last week at their meet they had a couple scoring issues, a lot of time in between routines, waiting for scoring updates. He said it's kind of one of those things that can get in your head a little bit, but they persevered. What's that like, standing out there waiting for competition for judges to get their scores in?
Yeah, the longer you wait, you know, the more time drags on. You're eager to compete, but, you know, and Coach even was talking about this too when we had talked to him, that, you know, just having your teammates there to kind of talk to you and kind of get your mindset out of the continual waiting. It really helps to have your teammates there for you. So, yeah, you know, no one ever really wants to wait too long between the next routine, but sometimes it does happen, and usually due to some scoring issues or even just talking about scoring. So, and it looks like she'll get started here.
We had a scoring update for the Illini on vault. Rachel Goldstein coming in with a 9.725. And here, let's get things started. Buckman over on bars. Seville's scores changed to a 9.825.
Oh, unfortunate cast over. But she'll get 30 seconds to re-chalk, and then she'll get back up on the bar and continue her routine. And, you know, even with a fall, it's very important that the athletes get back up and they just finish the routine the best of their abilities, because you never know if you're going to have to count that score or not. So you want to make sure that the rest of the routine, you minimize as many deductions as possible.
Saw a couple of overcasts and warm-ups as well. There she does it again, makes it. Moni up to high bar. She's going to connect it straight back down. And overshoot low bar. Staying solid, getting ready to finish off her routine. Hits the handstand. Pirouette around a double tuck. And sticky feet. What a way to come back for Buckman.
Yeah, that was a beautiful routine. The rest of the routine, she should be happy with herself about that, because it is hard to get back up after a fall, but she did the rest of the routine beautifully, so she should be happy with herself about that one.
Here we see that clean pirouette into her dismount. Nice stuck landing, and there's the celebration from her team. We're going to take a look back over to vaults. Eden King for the Illini. Yurchenko full.
slight step there, but overall she should be proud of herself. She was out for an injury, and now she's coming back here on vault, so happy to see her back in the lineup.
Eden King voted a team captain this season. She's only a sophomore. What does that tell you about this girl and her in practice?
Yeah, so as you can see here, just a little bit of leg separation, and that step there. Looked a little bit crunchy, but overall not bad. But yeah, as a sophomore becoming a team captain, that is a pretty big role, and it just really shows her character and how much she's trusted among these girls as well. So that's a huge thing coming in as a sophomore to be named a captain.
Now looking back over to bars, we see Gianna Ruffling getting things ready as we're still waiting for that score from Buckman. There we see her season high 9.85 on bars. Last meet, she stuck her landing. She started things off strong for her team. Now we've seen 2 stuck landings so far, and a nice strong start. Looks like she's staying nice and loose, waiting for these scores to come in. Scoring update for Eden King on vault's gonna be a 9.625. Here goes Ruffing, ready to take the bars. Start straight on high bar. The Jaeger straight down to an overshoot. Back up to high bar.
A little short on that handstand there.
Double lay. Small hop and a step forward, but a strong routine.
Yeah, overall strong routine. And as we can see here, gearing up for her dismount. A little bit of leg bend, but nothing too serious.
You see Coppola on vault.
Yeah, great vault for Olivia Coppola. Slight little footstep there, but nothing too crazy.
You saw a big smile from her the second she landed that one. Excited about the way she's keeping things rolling for the Illini. Take another look at that one.
Yeah, and as we can see here, feet glued together. Little bit of pike down there. But overall, great vault for Olivia.
Illini happy about that one. There we see Buckman's score coming in 9.325 because of that fall early in her routine.
Which that score is still a very, very good score for counting a fall as well, because a fall is a 5/10 deduction. So in reality, if she wouldn't have fell, she would have got a 9.825, which is awesome. And if they do end up having to count that score, that's still a great score to count with that fall.
Absolutely. And as we look back over to bars, there's that pep talk. So when you're getting ready to go on, we're seeing it over here on bars a lot especially. What's coach talking to his athletes about, do you think?
Yeah, sometimes it can be just about corrections or even just walking through the routine just to help the athlete kind of settle in and, you know, translate whatever they do in practice into the competition and to help ease those nerves a little bit.
Now getting ready to go on bars here is Anya Reed, just transferred to Maryland this season. She came from the University of New Hampshire. She was 8-time rookie of the conference last year, and coach said she came exactly as advertised. There's that, bring her straight to that very difficult connection. Her team is pumped about her nailing that one. She's getting ready to finish out here strong. Lots of power coming into this dismount double layout.
Sticky landing again. These Maryland Terrapins are getting the sticky landings.
Let's take another look at that first release.
A little bit of leg separation, but not much.
And here comes Cho over on vault. Illini's all around her and absolutely outstanding season so far. She's number 5 nationally in the all-around. Smirchenko full, hop back. The smiley smiley landing.
Yeah, and one thing about Chloe too is just her form in the air is almost textbook, and she just copies and pastes exactly that from practice into competition. And even with the slight hop, she should be very happy with that score. That was a beautiful vault. And as we can see here, her feet are just glued together, legs straight. Barely any pike down in that small hop, so that should be a good score for Chloe.
And we're hearing some big cheers over from vault, waiting to get that final score in on our end, or excuse me, on bars. But what you'll be hearing about Chloe Cho quite a bit throughout the day is just her lines. You said it, she's textbook up in the air, and it's just beautiful from her hips down to her toes, fully pointed, fully straight. Absolutely gorgeous on every event she's on.
Yeah, and bars especially too. Her lines are beautiful on bars, and you know, a lot of people talk about she's on the 10-0 watch list for bars, but I think she's on the 10-0 watch list for beam. I think she could get that 10-0 on beam.
Oh yeah, there's that score coming in. Excuse me, that's Chelsea Dennis. That's her season high. And here as she takes the bar.
Good first cast handstand.
And there we see Chloe Cho's vault score coming in, 9.775. Now, getting ready for Dennis, she has a very unique dismount here. You don't see too often. Probably going to be a toe, pike half.
A little bit low on the chest in that landing there, but overall pretty good bar routine.
Take another look. That dismount.
Yeah, she came off a little bit early, which is why it caused her chest to be down a little bit at the end, but overall, still very good bar routine.
There's
wow.
Summer Clancy.
That was a beautiful vault. Slight hop there, but still. And that's the first 10-0 vault that we see in their lineup.
Yurchenko, 1.5. Coach says she is their best vaulter. She's only a freshman, but she has absolutely been nailing it in practice. She was landing that all summer, so he was very excited to see her in competition. We see why she's the anchor in that spot.
Yeah, and even every time here too at Huff, Coach said that she's been sticking it every time in Huff, even when they practice here too. So she's really translating that into competition too.
Let's take a look. We've been talking about him so far. Brett Nelligan from Maryland. This is his 17th season as the Terrapins head coach, and you see his .641 record with Maryland led them to 13 straight NCAA appearances, but it's in his bloodline. His father coached the team for 31 seasons. His name was Bob Nelligan, and so his son is going to be his son took over his position, and now it seems like Maryland's, it's just kind of part of the family tree, part of the bloodline at this point.
Yeah.
He coached under his dad for quite some time, and he competed as a gymnast at UMass, and then for one season UMass diving as well. So he's got quite the resume.
Yeah.
And now closing out for Maryland on bar is going to be Maddie Komorowski, who we talked about earlier in the day. Starting off with that straddle Jaeger.
A little bit short handstand there. Good pirouette. Good handstand there.
A double A.
And another stuck landing.
Absolutely nails it. The Terrapins, I think only one landing with a step.
Yeah, a little bit pikey there at the end, but overall it was a beautiful bar routine. And then we also got a scoring update for Summer Clancy as well with a 9.9. So she will have the highest score for the Illini on vault today.
Summer Clancy, that's going to be a career high for her. Her previous high, 9.725. What a jump for the freshman. Now just waiting for some exhibitions. But the Illini look pretty happy coming out of vault here. Right now, their final score coming in a 48.90 on vault. That's going to be their highest this season. Last week coming in with a 48.65. Their highest this season was their last time at home against Penn State, 48.50. Olivia, what do you think went into this season? What was different in this competition than we've seen from them so far this season?
Yeah, I think that even with vault specifically too, I mean, when we talked to Josh, he was saying that they recruited really heavily for floor and vault, so getting those freshmen in lineups in such a young class too, getting that experience, you know, it takes a little bit to get their toes in the water and get used to competing. So yeah, just keep building on those team scores for each event too. That's super important to do throughout the season.
Absolutely, and there he is, his coach Josh Nilsson, his first season as a head coach of the Fighting Illini. He was coaching here the past 3 seasons. Now looking over at exhibition for Maryland, it's Megan Bingham. She's one of Maryland's 5 transfers this season, coming from Bowling Green.
And another stuck landing.
Fights for it, and she gets it. Maryland, quite the performance over on bars today.
Yeah, and even that routine and exhibition spot, it was a very, very clean routine too. So, you know, like I said, with exhibition, it's really getting the athletes out there and experience and competing. So with that routine, she could even step up into lineup if she was ever needed, because that was great.
Absolutely. She competed earlier this season. Well, excuse me, her exhibition score earlier this season, 9.725, and there's her update. She definitely worked her way up so far this season. That's going to take us to the end of this first rotation. The Illini leading things off, 49.075, and Maryland with 48.900. Maryland got some sticky feet over on bars, starting off in an event not quite their best, but they're up there. And Illinois, usually not typically their strongest event, but they came out with a season high on the event. Looking forward to moving into one of their stronger events, which is bars. Here is the end of rotation 1. Stay with us. Welcome back to Huff Hall. Here Illinois falling just short to Maryland, heading into second rotation. Maryland coming out on top. Let's take a look at Illinois' vault results first. Leah Byrne started things off with a 9.725, but Summer Clancy capitalized on her 9.900 on the event. That's a new season and career high for the freshman. Heading over to bars, one of the team's stronger events. So reflecting on that vault performance for the Illini. Now looking over to bars, stronger event for them. What do they need to focus on?
Yeah, I think too, just focusing on landings again. Landings on bars is also a huge thing. And then again, same thing, form. Just, you know, feet glued together and tight legs throughout.
There we see some season high scores for the Illini. Lyden Saltness and Illinois and Chloe Cho both with 9.9s on this season. Let's take a look over at Maryland's bar results from that first rotation. Anya Reed with that 9.9, really picking it up for Maryland. They had some sticky feet. Saw Logan Buckman with a little fall recovery, but they're going to drop that lowest score. You talked about it earlier. That's not a bad score to drop on this routine, but in this rotation. But as they go on, that's going to keep them ahead in this meet. Going over to vault, really strong event for the Terrapins. What are we looking for? Yeah,
again, just landings, clean landings, and clean form in the air. And watching those pike downs on those fulls, that can get a little tricky sometimes. So just watching the pike down. But yeah, overall, good start for Maryland. And, you know, they were able to drop that fall, which is always great.
And as we're looking to vault, Maryland, number 16 nationally. They were going to take a look at their coach, JJ Ferreira. Then head coach Brett Nelligan had so much to say about him. He said that he is just so impactful on this event. He had a stint in Maryland back in starting again in 2018. He had his first one as head coach a few years ago. He's coming back, keeping his athletes super consistent on this event, getting them excited to compete on this event. Now we're looking back over to bars for the Illini. There's Chloe Cho and Lyden Saltness on the event. Both of their season highs above a 9.9. That is quite the start. Now that was Josephine Kogler to get things started for Maryland on vault.
Yeah, great first start.
And Coach was talking about she asked for that leadoff position on this event because she knows she can get things started. Let's take another look.
Yeah, feet glued together, form in the air is beautiful, and just that little tiny foot movement, but that was a great leadoff.
And turn our attention over to bars for the Illini. It's starting things off is Kennedy Brown. Coach Nelson said is kind of the unsung hero of this team. Just brings so much fun and energy into this routine. There's that start, the Ginger to overshoot. Okay, ready for her dismount here. Double layout.
Well, it came in a little bit short there, so a little step forward, but overall pretty strong leadoff routine.
Take another look back at that dismount.
A little bit of leg separation there and a little bit of pike down, but nothing too major.
Good start. Getting ready to head back over to vault. It's going to be Raina Engelmeyer. Competing on 2 events today with an exhibition on beam later. Saw a lot of height from her in her warm-up.
Another great vault for the Terrapins.
And with her chest nice and high, let's check out her height on this one.
Yeah, good block off the table, great form in the air, a little bit of pike down and then that little hop back, but overall great vault.
Another strong start for Maryland. Again, super strong on this event, and we'll keep seeing those scores progress as we go on. See, first score from Maryland on vault is going to come in at a 9.850. Now looking at bars, Skylar Ray Dixon, a freshman for Illinois, graduated high school a year early to come be a part of this team, and she is super competitive. She's competing in 3 events, and she is ready to take on the all-around. Coach says she's fighting for it. See big connections early in this routine.
Beautiful handstand.
Finish double layout.
And a stuck landing. What a great routine for Skylar.
Their team is pumped up for the freshman. Take another look at this dismount.
Great form in the air, a little bit of leg separation, but found that landing in the end.
Big smile on her face for that one. Take a look over to vault. We'll be back to Anya Reed. Yurchenko full. She was smiling at that landing.
Another great vault for Maryland. A tiny little step back, but a little bit twisty off the table there, but form in the air was great.
So last week, scored a 9.725. Her season high is a 9.8. Take a look over to bars. Going to be returning for Illinois, Destiny Denning. Only competing on bars. Last meet, scored a 9.70. Her season high a 9.825.
Yeah, and Destiny's been consistently in this bar lineup. She's been a pretty heavy hitter for the team, and she's just overall very, very consistent. She translates what she does in practice over to competition as well.
Maloney.
Little leg separation there, and on the bail. Just a tiny step back on that landing. But overall, great routine for Destiny.
The scoring update coming in. So Kennedy Brown with a 9.625. Take another look at this dismount.
A little bit peked on at the end, and those legs are glued together, but overall, very great routine.
We're heading back over to vault. Taylor Reck. Yurchenko full.
Yeah, she should be very happy with that vault. She got some height off that table. Little leg separation. A little bit of pike down and this tiny hop at the end, but great vault.
Here we got some scoring updates coming in on vault. See, Kogler scored a 9.85, Reed with a 9.775, and now chalking up for Illinois, Leiden Saltness. We talked about her earlier today, right now ranked 5th in the Big Ten, 17th nationally on the event. But one thing, she has not competed bars until, she didn't compete last year. Her coach said she gets annoyed by anything but perfection, and that should tell you quite a bit about her scores and what we'll be seeing in this routine starting on the high bar.
Yeah, and same thing with Leiden too. Like with Chloe, she has like textbook form here on bars. Her lines are beautiful, and as you can see there, perfect handstand.
Huge first release, back down. Low bar, she's gonna pirouette.
Beautiful pirouette, right on top of the bar. Another beautiful handstand. And a stuck landing for Leiden. She should be super happy with that routine. That was a beautiful routine.
She fought for it and she got it. Another stick for Illinois. Let's take another look back at that dismount. Check out her height and the stick.
Yeah, and she really got Huff Hall roaring here with that routine.
See another look at Lauren Buckman, this time on vault.
And a stuck vault. Very impressive.
And very clean.
Yes, very clean in the air.
Wow, she is so happy about that one. Gets a big hug from her coach. Take another look.
Yeah, I mean, her form in the air is just great. And then finding that landing.
Her career high on the event is a 9.85. Last week she exhibitioned, scoring 9.775. Now looking back over to bars, we're gonna see Chloe Cho. Now you mentioned it earlier, she's on a watch to get a perfect 10. Season high 9.95, scored that last time she was here at home against Penn State and the week before. What else is there to say about Chloe Cho in this bar routine?
I mean, she almost as close to perfection as you can get, really.
Saw a little glimpse there. Leiden Saltness scoring a 9.9 on bars. Take a look, she's #1 in the Big Ten on bars. Chloe Cho getting ready to start things off. Now again, take a look at those lines. What a strong, controlled handstand. Back down to low bar. Freshman of the year last year in the Big Ten. And Big Ten freshman of the week.
Handstands, beautiful. And a stuck landing for Chloe. That was a beautiful, beautiful routine. That should be a big score for the Illini over on bars.
Judges, what is there to look for on this one? What an outstanding routine for Cho. The smile on her face, it tells you everything. She's very happy about that one. There's a scoring update for Logan Buckman over on vault. Now taking a look to Katrina Mendez-Bolnick. She is just the energy for this team. She brings so much fun to each and every practice, makes those 20-hour weeks feel like 10 minutes. And a big vault, Yurchenko 1.5. That's a 10-0 start value.
Yeah, I think she executed that beautifully. Tiny little hop there at the end, but glad to see a 10.0 in this lineup. Good form in the air. Little leg separation at first, but yeah, just that little hop at the end. She should be very happy with that vault.
See, back over to bars. It's going to be an exhibition. It's going to be Rachel Goldstein for the Illini. Excuse me, Piper Gao. Excuse me, this is not an exhibition. Normally used to Chloe Cho anchoring the event.
Beautiful handstands here. And another stuck landing. She should be so happy with that routine.
And she is, and her team's excited for her too. Take another look, unique dismount.
Yeah.
Pike forward, half down. Wow. What
Yeah.
a way to finish bars for the Illini.
Getting out there as a freshman, too, and just hitting your bar routine. She should be so, so happy.
Chloe Cho putting in a 9.925. Now Maddie Komorowski
A little
on
bit
vault.
short there.
This is an exhibition on vault here, so that score will not be counted to the final. But Illinois, an outstanding showing on bars with 2.99s. Chloe Cho putting in a 9.925. Still waiting for that final score from Piper Gao. Now Illinois ranked 21st in the country on bars. I'd say that was quite the showing for them.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good bar rotation for them. And again, it's still pretty early in the season, so still building with future meets too. And just, again, finding those landings and cleaning up form. But overall, great bar rotation for Illinois.
And finishing off Maryland in vault. Another strong performance, a couple stuck landings. Here's another look back at Chloe Cho's big performance over on vault. Right now, end of rotation 2 scores. Maryland leading 98.15. Illinois trailing 97.875. Right here, stay with us on Big Ten Plus. We are halfway through today's meet. Let's take a look at all-around results. Right now, vault, both athletes tied right at that 9.775, but Chloe Cho is gonna take the lead on bars, both putting up huge scores, but she's gonna get that extra little few tenths at that 9.925 on bars. That was a huge routine, Olivia. What sets Chloe Cho apart in this case with Anya Reed?
I think it's just her form and like her lines too, and that extra hold on those handstands. It really solidifies that you're not giving away, well, am I within that 10 degrees or am I for sure that handstand? I think that's the biggest difference, is just her being able to hold those handstands on bars and really just setting apart, like, no, I'm not giving anything away. This is exactly what my routine is.
Absolutely. Might I note, both those athletes just sophomores on their teams. Now let's take a look at Maryland's vault results. Saw a pretty good showing from the Terrapins. Leading the pack is going to be Logan Buckman with that 9.875 on the event. Great showing, and just still holding their lead over the Illini. Now they're going to be heading over to Florida. Another strong event for the Terrapins, 32 in the country. Going to be seeing some big scores. See Emily DeFries and Josephine Kogler with that 9.9 season highs for their team. Now looking over to the Illini, big showing on bars. Lyden Salton is putting in a 9.9. Chloe Cho again with that 9.925. Really closing in that score to Maryland. They are within tenths of each other. Illinois looking for that first win of the season. Still now looking into beam. Another really strong event for the Illini. Aaliyah Burns going to be leading things off, and Chloe Cho will be closing it out. Per usual, her career high on this, season high on this event is a 9.925. Now, Illini pretty solid here on beam. From your experience, seeing what's practicing, what works well for them on this event?
Yeah, I think just, talking with your teammates, staying loose and not getting too uptight, because beam is one of those things where you could be the slightest bit off, and that's what makes the difference between staying on and falling off. So just staying loose and trusting each other and trusting the work that you've put in during practice is huge.
Now starting things off is going to be Captain Leah Byrne with a candle mount. Nails it. Now Byrne started the season off with a little bit of an injury, so working her way back into lineups.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see her back out here, and on beam especially. She was such a good beam worker, and I'm just so excited to see her back out.
Career high on the event, 9.875. Last week scoring 8.92. Small step back after that flight series.
Good straddle jump there.
Jumps.
Good sheep jump there. That's one thing I feel in practice she always just nails.
Loses sight of the beam. Hard to keep balance on there. She preps up for the dismount. The round off double almost sticks it, but nails that routine.
Yeah, and a round off double full too. You don't see too much of that in the NCAA. It's mostly a 1.5. So, you know, just upping that difficulty, and she should be pretty happy overall with that beam routine.
Based on that smile, I'd say she is. What a way to start things off for Illinois over on beam.
Yeah, and especially coming back from a fall last week too, it's so important that you just have that confidence to get up there and hit your routine how you know how to hit it.
Now starting things off on floor, we're going to see Emily DeFries on the event. Getting ready for her first pass. Round off back handspring double tuck. A lot of height and a lot of power out of that one. Big step back, but in the right direction.
Yeah, and on these skills too, it's so important that you want to take a step back instead of forward, because then that shows an under rotation, and they take more deduction for under rotation. So it is important to take that step back instead of forward.
That second pass, now coach was telling us she has the time to control whether she's going to throw that last front punch we saw there. She didn't throw it against Penn State, but she has that time to realize if she has enough power to do it or not. Just takes next level up in that difficulty in her routine.
Yeah, showing great air awareness there too. Just knowing when you go into it, whether you're going to do the 3 pass or the 2 pass.
What a start for Maryland on floor. Now we're getting to some of the more exciting routines here.
Yeah, totally. And especially with the last meet that Maryland is coming off of too, in their amazing floor score. So she should be happy with that lead-off start.
Now heading over to beam, it's going to be Rachel Goldstein for the Illini. Again, just transferred here this season. Career high on the event is a 9.7, season high a 9.675. Leah Burns' score coming in with a 9.725. Start things off full turn.
Beautiful full turn, staying on releve, which is something that the judges look for as well, that you're not dropping that foot when you come out.
Maybe for her first series, going to be flip-flop layout.
Beautiful series for Rachel. She looks calm and collected up here.
Beautiful dance as well, very graceful. Gearing up for leaps.
Slight little bobble there, but she recovered well.
The front aerial.
Beautiful.
For her dismount, nice and solid. Eyes on the end of the beam. Round off 1.5, small hop forward.
Yeah, I think even from last week, she just looks so much more calm and collected, which is awesome to see that she's just settling in as we get further in the season.
Absolutely, great start for Illinois on beam, looking solid so far. Still waiting on that floor score from Emily DeFries. But taking the floor now is Josephine Kogler. It's like getting some Elvis in here. First pass Back handspring double tuck.
A little slide of the foot there.
Now Kogler in her 5th year with the program. She wasn't able to compete last season. She didn't really plan on staying for 5 years, but she just couldn't end her career not competing. She wants to leave this program in a better place than she left it. She's now in 3 events. Last week she got a career high on floor. She ended up with a 9-9 last week. So entertaining. As we see, she wanted to move to that leadoff on vault we saw earlier. And coach is just very proud of her getting through last season and coming back, keeping that strong career going. Into her last pass. Round off 1.5.
Nice and controlled landing. Such a fun routine.
Very happy about that one. Getting the high fives from her teammates. A graduate student coming back for 1 more year and is nailing it. DeFreeze score coming back from floor earlier, 9.775. Let's take another look at those leaps.
Beautiful 180, and she really fought to get that one around, so she did a good job with that.
Now on beam, it's gonna be Olivia Coppola.
She really worked well out of that full turn there.
Career high 9-9 on this event. There's that tough connection aerial to round off.
Yeah, and she executed it beautifully.
Her last meet against Penn State scored a 9.85. Switch to split and flutter. Very difficult skill. They're landing 2 feet together on beam, only 4 inches wide.
Yeah, and she controlled that very, very well. She could have, you know, hopped off, but she fought for it, which is awesome.
Now we're dismount, round off 1.5.
And a stuck landing. I think she did a really, really good job at recovering the little tiny mistakes that she did have, which is, you know, something about too being a veteran competitor. You kind of learn that if you're a little bit off, you learn how to fight for skills and things like that.
And that she did. What a way to finish out there for Coppola on beam. Now looking back over to floor. I'm gonna take a look at Raina Engelmeyer. It's her first time in the lineup on floor this season. She's been exhibitioning. Season high on exhibition, 9.725. She's gonna start with some front tumbling. Beautiful pass. And she liked that first one. Look at a smile on her face. See Kogler's score coming in, 9.85.
Yeah, and floor is an especially good time to show off personality. This is really where the girls get to show off kind of who they are. So we get a little glimpse into that. Really fighting for those leaps there. Looked like she was a little bit off her axis, but she was really fighting through it.
And those leap series and jumps want to hit that 180 to get full points. Dancing through into her second pass. Here comes.
Nice controlled landing there. And that's exactly what the judges are looking for too, is those controlled landings.
Look at that, her team is pumped for her after nailing that second pass. Here she comes, getting her high fives all around. So we're gonna turn our attention back over to beam. See Summer Clancy once again. See, last competition Earned a 9.825.
Good side aerial there. A little bubble at the end, but she controlled it well.
Last week on bars, right at the beginning of her routine, jammed her fingers. Coach had to call his first injury timeout ever in his career, but she came back, finished her routine. She's happy to see her back this week.
And then gearing up for her series here. Beautiful back handspring layout, step out. Beautiful leap and jump series.
Lots of control and confidence from Clancy in this routine.
And I feel like even here on beam, you would not even be able to tell that she is a freshman. She is just owning it up there, and that is so awesome to have as a freshman competing.
Absolutely, there's that big dismount.
Little tiny hop there, but overall she should be super, super happy with that routine.
Just like you said, hard to tell she's a freshman. Coach Nielsen has said he's been so proud of his freshmen really stepping up this season. They've had a lot thrown at them. It wasn't the plan to have this many freshmen in the lineup, but they're really stepping up to the challenge and taking control. He said he's got a very competitive bunch that's ready to take on Big Ten competition. You see Komorowski's season high on floor, 9.975. Right now ranked 3rd in the Big Ten. She is just having herself a senior year. Coach said she's kind of like a unicorn. She's just unreal on beam and floor, especially number 15 in the NCAA, heading in to her first pass here. The front handspring, 1.5. What execution on that skill.
Yeah, and again, beautiful controlled landing too.
And seeing her performance, just so much power. Also, nice mix of grace in there as well.
And very difficult leap series too for Maddie.
The score for Reina Engelmeyer coming in at 9.775. Final pass for Komorowski. Out of 1.5 to a half split jump.
Yeah, beautiful pass there. Overall, really good, solid routine for Maddie.
Beautiful routine. Definitely see that unicorn coming out almost flawless in that routine. One of a kind athlete. Coach said if someone were to make a perfect gymnast in a lab, he said they'd come pretty close to Maddie. He said he's just so lucky and happy to have her as a part of his team. Now looking at beam light and saltness, coming in season high 9.825. Very fun mount there.
Little bobble on that full turn, but she recovered well. And gearing up for her series here. Oh, unfortunate fall for Leiden, but again, important that she gets back up and finishes the routine strong.
And important to remember, lowest score gets dropped, so there is some wiggle room there after the fall. And so far pretty solid following the fall.
Little bobble there. Again, that jump is also very difficult too. It's a split full. And a stuck landing for Leiden. She finished off that routine strong.
If you're gonna fall, might as well get a stick at the end there.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Also a difficult dismount too. You don't see many people do that in the NCAA.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Very unique. It's always fun to see something
It
mixed up
is, something a little different.
Yeah. All right, back over to floor, gonna be Taylor Reck. ready for her first pass here.
Front double full.
Very difficult skill now. If you can't tell by what she's bringing right now, what her teammates are giving her, Coach said her and Kat are the engines of their teams. So much energy and it's contagious.
Beautiful double back. She got so much height on that and a beautiful controlled landing.
Coach said she's the best. She's just the type of person you want to be around. She's fun and outgoing. And whether it's in practice or in the weight room, she is bringing the fun and the energy into each and every day. You see Komorowski's score coming in at 9.75. Over on beam, Summer Clancy, 9.85. Her final pass.
In a 3-pass routine too, which mostly you don't see in the NCAA, but they're starting to make a comeback and I love it.
I will say, I do love seeing 3 passes. It fills it up.
It does, and it adds a little bit more difficulty into the routine too.
A lot more stamina, but.
Yeah, great routine.
Rec crushing it, looks very proud of that one. Look back over at that final pass. Absolutely nailed it. Now on beam, Chloe Cho for the Illini. Again, one of her strongest event, season high 9.925. And that's gonna be her career high as well.
Beautiful wolf turn there for Chloe. Now gearing up for her series. Beautiful.
Absolutely solid, and following a teammate with a fall, always more difficult.
Yeah, it's just so important to just remember that, you know, competition is just like practice, and to just remain calm, and you got your teammates by your side.
And that's one thing her coach said about her. She treats competition and practice the exact same way. There's no difference between the two for her, and that says a lot about her success. There we see Ladin Saltness score coming in 9.175 after a fall.
And then gearing up for her dismount here. And almost slight hop back. She's really fighting for that stick though.
There's those beautiful lines from Chloe Cho, as always. A well fought through routine. And take another look at that dismount.
Legs glued together and straight, really trying hard for that stuck landing.
Now on the floor is going to be Anya Reed, Maryland's all-arounder, looking like a little bit of trouble with the music to start there, but going to recover straight
well.
into it.
Wow, double lay, that was beautiful.
Her teammates are psyched, and some fun music. We got a taste of Ariel Ward singing it earlier during warm-ups.
We did. Good leap there.
Another pass. Front layout, front full.
Again, beautiful controlled landing.
Now last week she scored career high 9.975 on floor. So close to perfect. You can tell she's fighting for it and she wants it here.
Showing a little bit of her personality here.
And her whole team dancing along with her. Chloe Cho's beam score coming in 9.85.
Great routine for Anya. And I just love seeing double lays in the NCAA.
Always impressive. And again, she is just a sophomore. This is only her first season with this team. And we were talking about it earlier, that's kind of like another freshman year.
Yeah, essentially. You know, whole new team, whole new environment, so you're still getting used to everything.
Coach said she came exactly as advertised, absolutely killing it this season.
Very difficult series there, front aerial to a layout step out. Good leap series there for Callie. Nice and controlled full turn. Showing off a little bit of her flexibility here. And gearing up for her dismount. Back handspring to a 1.5. Slight step there, but overall great routine for Callie.
Taking another look at that dismount. As we wait, all of Maryland's floor scores are in. Anya Reed scored 9-9 on floor at that last event. That's locking in of 49.150 on the event. Maryland has scored 49s in all 3 of their events so far. Right now on floor, you're watching Gianna Ruffing. This is going to be an exhibition. Last weekend, the lineup scored a 9-5 on floor.
Little low landing there, but she recovered it well. And with landings like that too, the judges are also looking for chest up on landings.
Where it shows rotation, full rotation I should say. Dancing into the corner for final pass.
Beautiful pass there.
Showing off the power coming out of it with that extra jump at the end. What a fun exhibition.
Great routine. For an exhibition, great routine.
The junior from Marlborough, Massachusetts. Take another look at that final pass. Excuse me, that first pass.
Yeah, just a little bit low on the takeoff there, so it caused her to be a little chest down on that landing.
And that's going to wrap it up for rotation 3. Illinois, a little bit of a fall on beam, but getting back in the swing of it. Maryland, absolutely dominant on floor. They're leading 147.3 to Illinois, 146.925. One rotation left here at Huff Hall. Stay with us right here on Big Ten Plus. We are heading into the 4th and final rotation here at Huff Hall. Maryland is taking the lead in today's meet. 147.3 to Illinois' 146.950. Had a very dominant performance over on floor for the Terrapins. Going to be Anya Reed taking over with that 9.9, followed by Taylor Rex, 9.850. They're going to drop Komorowski's score of that 9.750. Again, quite the score to drop in this final event. Heading into beam. Again, one of those very intimidating events to end on here. It's going to be starting off by Megan Bingham, and the anchor will be Maddie Komorowski. Again, one of those super solid performers at the end. How do you close out a meet on beam? So much pressure right here at this spot.
Yeah, I think It's just, again, huge thing about just remaining calm and collected and just trusting your gymnastics, really. I mean, these girls put in so many hours at the gym, at practice, and just trusting what you do at practice and translating that into competition is really the key factor in it all.
Absolutely. And then over for Illinois, they had a little bit of a fall on beam, but overall, not a bad turnout. Chloe Cho leading the way with that 9.850. Next, following her again, tied Summer Clancy, 9.850. Lyden Saltness, they'll drop her score. Fall in her flight series, 9.175. Again, doesn't count for that final score. Now they're heading into their final event, which is floor. Leading things off is going to be Tali Jolson, the senior, and anchoring this squad is going to be Eden King, another voted captain for the Illini, just getting added back into the lineups from an injury right now, closing things out, adding Eden back in. What does Illinois need to do? They're just kind of trailing behind. What can they do here on floor to push them ahead of Maryland?
Yeah, I think just being confident and not being shy and just going for these big skills, because when you make it bigger, it's just better. So I think just being confident in their gymnastics and really owning it, and they're in their home arena, so feeding off the energy of the crowd and just getting the crowd involved too, I think that's a huge thing that could turn this meet around for them.
That's for sure. Now gearing up over on beam. Starting things off is going to be Megan Bingham again. Lots of pressure getting things started on beam. Final event, her season high is going to be that 9.8. Routine off with a full turn, solid.
Nice and controlled there.
The first series. Second spring layout.
Beautiful and controlled.
A lot of confidence from Bingham on this event here. That aerial slight bobble.
She recovered well from that, though. Little shy of 180 on that, but still very controlled.
Reaching the end of her routine here. Just dismount left. To power, round off, 1.5, sticks it. What a way to start things off for the Terps on their final event.
Yeah, continuing over to beam with those sticky feet.
Take another look at this dismount.
The feet are glued together. Sees the landing. Great starting leadoff routine.
And here comes Tali Jolson starting things off for the Illini rotation 4. She's going to be bringing disco back today.
Such a fun routine for Tali, too.
Her personality really shows through this routine. She's such a fun girl, and
oh yeah, totally.
She is an absolute powerhouse. If you can't tell by her leg muscles right there, you're about to see in this first pass what she has to bring to this team. Front tuck through.
Oh.
Doubles, a little step out, it looks
maybe
like.
a step out.
She's going to party through it, though, bringing the energy throughout this routine.
The key is, though, if her heel touched. Because if it was her heel touched, then they would count it as an out of bounds. But if her heel didn't touch, then she's still considered in bounds.
So we'll have to take a close look at that once this routine's over and make sure.
Getting the crowd into it here.
From their final pass. Round off backhand, spring double pike.
A little bit short with the chest there, but she popped it up well. Overall, great routine for Tali.
Way to bring the energy, get things started here. The Illini's final rotation of the day. Let's take another look at that pass.
Yeah, we'll really get to see here if that heel dropped.
So much power going into that double back. Oh, just missed it. So I guess we'll have to wait for the score to see that one. Let's look at Anya Reed here on beam.
Beautiful series. So we did get confirmation that Tali Jolson, she did step out on that pass. Oh, bobble there, but she recovered well.
And Bingham scored a 9.8 on beam in that last routine. Pike, don't see that too often on beam.
Yeah, that's another one too that you don't see often. And another stuck landing. What a great routine for Anya.
Now 14th in the Big Ten on all around. Taking another look at that dismount.
Feet glued together, finds that landing.
And what a way to finish out her meet, waiting for her final score in the all-around. Now we see Olivia Coppola getting ready to take the floor here for the Illini.
Yeah, excited to see her back in the floor lineup too.
And then take another look at that out of bounds by Tali Jolson.
Oh.
Barely steps out there.
It was a close one though, for sure.
It was close, but just that little step.
We got a Tate McRae floor routine. Beautiful back 2.5. A little bit wonky step, but she recovered well from it.
I do love seeing these floor routines are still new to me. We're only a couple of meets in, so it's still exciting to watch.
Totally.
A lot of the new choreography. See, again, how the girls kind of their personalities show through and how they change every year. And final pass here.
That was a good back 1.5 layout, controlled landing.
Dance this one out.
Great routine for Liv.
And nice high passes. Excited to finish that one out, kind of clean up. And that little step out from Tali earlier. Take another look at that final pass.
We see the feet cross just a little bit there, but overall, great routine.
Now Emily DeFries here on beam. See Tali Jolson coming in with a 9.675. And Anya Reed clocking in a 9.775 on beam. Handspring layout.
Beautiful series. Showing a lot of control in this routine here. Beautiful leap series too.
Her team is so excited for. I wish you could see their faces right now. They are so excited for this routine. They're all on the edge of, like, their tiptoes leaning forward for her. See how she finishes this one out. Round off, double.
Wow, another stuck
it.
landing. And
Look
her
at-
teammates are so happy for her. Great routine.
What a celebration. Take another look at this huge dismount.
Another double full. We see the feet cross a little bit here. The judges will take on that, but overall, very, very clean routine.
What a beautiful routine for DeFries. Season high. It's a 9.9. She scored that last week against Penn State. Very curious to see where that one falls. have a discussion about scoring here on floor. Judges meeting in the middle of the floor. Do you have any idea what maybe they could be discussing here?
I'm not sure. Maybe it could be on her leap series, the switch ring. Sometimes if your foot doesn't ring fully, they won't count it as a switch ring. So that could possibly be what they're debating, but it's hard to tell.
It's like we'll wait for that score to come in for Coppola. And I have Kennedy Brown coming in for the Illini. Another super fun performer. She's got a spunky personality, so she's always fun to watch.
Yeah, and this is a Star Wars routine. She's also another extremely powerful athlete, too.
Absolutely. Brown last meet scored a 9.775 on floor. Career high 9.85.
Very difficult.
The whip through to double back. Again, another unique pass and so much power like you mentioned earlier.
It is very difficult to do the whip back into the double back.
See the free score coming in at a 9.9 over on beam. Another outstanding performance for the Terrapins.
And gearing up for her next pass here. Super solid.
So much fun to watch. 3 elements into a tumbling pass. Always so much fun. You get so much power. You oftentimes see that in their landings here, but she had a lot of control over that one.
And that's exactly what the judges will be looking for, too. Going into her leap pass here. Good leap pass. Great routine for Kennedy. She should be so happy with that one.
It looks like she is. Her teammates are for sure happy for her. Routine now gonna take another look.
Yeah,
at
that whip into the back
pass.
handspring, into that double back. So difficult. Little chest down there, but she recovered it very well.
Take another look. Chelsea Dennis back in today's competition on beam. Wolf turn, big difficulty points there. Last week scored a 9.8. She has a career high 9.875 on beam.
Oh, unfortunate fall. But again, important to get back up and finish the routine strong.
It's gonna take a second before getting back up. Pick up where she leaves off again. So important to keep going. Finish out a routine as strong as you possibly can. Make up those points you might have lost. Again, important to note, their lowest score will be dropped. But again, you want to stay as solid as possible just in case you have more than one fall. You got to clean up for your team.
Right. And another sheep jump here. Very difficult. Showing off her flexibility a bit there.
Heading into another series here. Into a dismount.
And a stuck landing. Good finish for her. She should be so happy with that. It always stinks to count, or not count, but to have a fall on beam. But, you know, again, important that you recover well, and that she did exactly that.
We said it earlier, if you're gonna fall, end with a stick, and that's exactly what she did. And a very unique, difficult dismount. Back handspring into that gainer full.
Yeah, and you see her feet glued there too.
Now Ava Banks here on floor. Another freshman for the Illini. Coming from Menlo Park, California, trained at San Mateo Gymnastics.
Yeah, she was actually teammates with Eden, so they knew each other coming in.
Yeah, they played a little video on the board here during the break, talking about how much she appreciates getting to compete with her again on the same team. And how much she looks up to Eden. Front double.
Nice and controlled landing too.
Ava last meet competed, earned a 9.8. It's a season high and career high for the freshman. They're just starting off as an Illini. Into her leaps.
Oh, a little off-centered there, so she wasn't able to make around her second jump.
Like that wolf jump just short of that height mark as well. Into her final pass. Round off 1.5 layout.
Again, good landing there.
And strong finish, just that little bobble. Missed a jump on her leap series, but tumbling difficulty was there, nice and powerful. Take another look at that first pass.
Yeah, super good, front double full. Which that's an E pass, so difficulty is higher.
We'll get some of those points back there. Look again over at beam, Josephine Kogler taking over once again.
Beautiful leap series. And then gearing up for her series here. Triple series, very difficult. Back handspring layout.
So much control over that one. Here comes, sorry, excuse me. This kind of really demonstrates she's a grad student here. A lot of her experience. She's so solid on this event. We'll take a look over DeFree's score, 9.9 on beam, saw earlier. And over at floor now.
And another stuck landing. Beautiful routine.
Great routine. Teammates so excited for her. Another strong performance on beam. What a way to follow a fall.
Glued together.
And now for your starting lineup, Chloe Cho.
Now Chloe Cho taking the floor. Such a graceful performer on this event, but backed up by so much power. Her season high on this event, 9.9. She's gonna have to take a really big score like that if she wants to stay in first in the all-around here. Number 5 in the NCAA on the all-around, number 2.
Beautiful landing. So much height on that full in too.
Look at how much confidence she carries from that first pass heading into the rest of her routine.
And same thing for Chloe too. She's an underclassman, but she's just putting on a performance that you wouldn't even know that she's an underclassman.
Or even last year as a freshman.
Right.
You can look at how she finished that. Feet together, barely any bounce back. So much control over each element of this routine.
That is one thing about Chloe's gymnastics. Her gymnastics overall is just so controlled. And I think that is really what sets her apart from other gymnasts as well.
She comes with her final pass of this routine. Punch front, through to double tuck.
Beautiful.
Now Ava Banks bringing 9.525, and what a routine for Cho. A big celebration. Cho Show signing out on this one. What an outstanding performance. Turn attention back over to beam. It's gonna be Komorowski closing things out for the Terrapins. They've had a strong showing on beam so far. They've had one fall, big recovery. Her season high on this event, 9.95. They're showing off her flexibility. Her coach was talking to us about that, saying, watching it just hurts his back, but she makes it look so easy.
And gearing up for her series here. One arm back handspring layout, also so difficult, but executed it beautifully.
I have not seen that in a long time. That was absolutely beautiful. The front aerial. Kind of low on that one, but takes a lot of control and gets her chest up high on that landing. There's Josephine Kogler's score coming in at a 9.875. Switch leap to split jump.
A little bobble in between that switch leap, but she recovered that well. Nice and controlled full turn.
Chloe Cho, score coming in 9.9 on floor. Here's the dismount.
Little step on that dismount, but overall great routine for Maddie.
Another look at that dismount.
Again, feet glued. Really looking for that landing, but just a small step. I'm excited to see Eden back in this floor lineup as well.
Eden again, just coming back into the lineup, dealing with a little bit of an injury this season. So the impact she's making on this team. Starting out with a double
landing.
tuck.
Eden's also another one of these really powerful gymnasts on floor especially.
Leaps, beautiful height on that, hitting a full extension.
And gearing up for her last pass here. Beautiful, so nice and controlled. That should be a great score for Eden. Way to close out a floor party.
Absolutely, look at the celebration for this one. It's their last counted score of the meet. Look at that.
Nice and controlled landing too.
Absolutely, lots of confidence after that one. Illinois officially done with their competition. That is everything that will be scored. Now just gotta wait for those final scores. Now over on beam, it's gonna be Raina Engelmeyer. This will be an exhibition routine, so the score will not count. Kogler coming in, her score of a 9.875.
Little bobble there.
Excuse me, Maddie Komorowski finishing with a 9.625. Back handspring layout.
Beautiful series. Little drop of the heel on that full turn. Very difficult, beautiful.
Absolutely solid routine.
And we also saw that same thing from Olivia Coppola earlier. That's called a Branny. Very difficult dismount, fighting for that stick.
So I got to, what a beautiful routine. Only an exhibition again. I think we could see her in the lineup coming up soon.
Yeah, for sure. It was a beautiful routine. And it's so nice to have that depth, too, with your team that, you know, if you put an exhibition up there and they can hit their routine and score well, that you can trade them in and out between the lineup. That's super important to have.
Absolutely. Now on floor exhibition, once again, Piper Gow. We'll get her first pass.
Beautiful Rudy to back layout.
Here's the Eden Kings score coming in 9.850. Close things out for the Illini in this rotation.
Good leaps there.
Final pass.
Very difficult, ending with an E pass. A little bit short there, but she recovered it well.
There's Piper Gow in that final exhibition of the day. If you see the corner of your screen, final scores are in for the day as you take a look at that final pass. Maryland is going to be taking the win today with a final score of 196.275. Illinois following just 195.725. And if you're paying attention to the all-around, this was a tight one today, really back and forth, but Chloe Cho is coming out on top today, finishing 39.450. Really the only difference here in the score is barely that beam and bar score. Again, what is setting Chloe Cho apart, especially on those two events?
Honestly, I think it's just like how confident she is in her gymnastics. And I mean, everything she does, she just finishes it with just such grace. And she's just such an outstanding gymnast to watch. And like I talked about on bars too, just hitting and holding those handstands, it makes such a difference when watching her compared to other gymnasts.
Absolutely, and Coach talked about she's so humble too. She's the type of person to bring cookies in for her team, and she's very, very deserving of the success coming her way. She works very hard for it. But Maryland as a team coming out on top today, taking a look, they scored 49 in almost all of their events today, falling just short on beam. Both teams barely shy of their team highs this season so far, but kind of starting to show their consistency on both sides. Now that's going to be it for us today here at Huff Hall. Maryland coming away from the win, their first time competing here in Champaign since 2019, walking away winners. Illinois taking time to reflect, saw some big performances from freshmen and vets alike. There's another look at that final score. And for myself, Olivia Bausman, and the rest of our crew, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night.